listening to a Cool Truth podcast production.
Wretromania Pro Wrestling Podcast Network is a Moonsault Media production and is intended for private use only. For more information, contact retromaniapodcast@gmail.com.
All right, what's up? Cool Truth, baby, we're back. Cool Truth Podcast Productions, Wretromania Wrestling Podcast Network. With me, the boys, we're all here. The one and only, the wild thing, the professor, Mr. Whitehouse. How are you, my friend?
Good evening. What's up, fellas? We're keeping this streak alive, guys.
Yes, sir. We're keeping on rocking. We also have the executive producer, the Hollywood writer himself, Lady for Truth Zone, the one and only Hollywood Jeff Edwards. How are you, my brother?
Oh, I am doing just great. Good to be here with you guys.
Yes, sir. So we got our, before we get into everything, we have our yearly awards stuff going. We did our, if you guys haven't heard yet, we did our top 20 male wrestlers. I thought the show went well. Some surprises. Some things were a little bit obvious, as you expect, but there was some prizes. And we'll be back in the next few days with the top 10 tag teams and the top 10 factions. But overall, how'd you boys feel about the White House? I'll go to you first. How'd you feel about the top 20 male wrestlers as we have some time to let it marinate here?
I enjoyed it. I still, Sami Zayn that high. But you know what? It's,
Wow.
I get it. It's, it was pretty funny the other night. But no, I enjoyed it. I listened back and I found it, it was good, And I think by meshing all three of ours and you formulate what was that top 20, I think it really is. Those really were the top guys if you look at it of the year, and I think we hit a home run. No biasm.
Hollywood.
Yeah, like I said it on the show too. I thought that it was a little weird doing it this way. I wasn't sure if it was going to be weird, but it turned out. I think the top half, especially top 10. Yeah, it turned out pretty damn good. I think we did a good job, boys.
I do too.
So as far as the end of year show goes, or maybe the first show of the new year, however it ends up panning out, the overall award show we plan on doing, as far as Wretromania is concerned, it is 100% confirmed we'll have Colby on with us, our leader from Gouging. Right. So, and marking out the days with Dave, he'll be on with us.
Speaking of, yes. Today at work, I need some more wrestling. I ran the gamut already. It's Thursday. Give me more wrestling. What do I do? I go to Wretromania.
One-stop shopping, baby.
That's right. And, marking out the days, they took a look back at Kerry Von Erich versus Ric Flair.
Ooh.
Oh, was that a good show?
Yeah.
And those two guys, Whitehouse, check that out because they are pretty much as historian as you are. My God, they're talking. What year was that? 82. It was 83. Yeah, 82. I'm like, and then they're like 80. They're kicking out these dates, and I'm like, this is unbelievable. Like, I think we're pretty good, but when you hear like historians talk about the shit, it's so good. But yeah, they did.
I got to admit, Diamond Dave Rosenbluth, I got to tell you, he's the wrestling encyclopedia. There's been many a time where we've been discussing different WrestleManias or SummerSlams or whatever from the past, and it's like the fifth match in 1995.
Yeah.
That was WrestleMania. Is this and this match, and this guy won, and I'm just like, what? Like, how do you know that, dude? Like, literally, like a Rolodex in his brain. It's crazy.
Yeah. That match.
So I could imagine that show was.
Yes, it was awesome.
Real. I gotta check out that
awesome
show.
Fucking match.
They're cool. They went through the whole, Michael Hayes being the second referee, the whole thing, and it kicked off the Freebirds. Man, I was like,
what's good about that one too, because Von Erichs had their name, definitely, even in '82, especially. But that match, people talk about guys being shoveling on people's career. Look at the guys Ric Flair have helped make. You know, that match in 1982 made Kerry Von Erich. Put Kerry Von Erich on the map. I mean, he was already made because of his last name. Don't get me wrong.
Of course,
but that made him.
Yep.
That made him. He was a main eventer, and I just wish, looking back, that he had more of a run in that main event in WA champion instead of that one time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But fuck, man, I could watch that guy go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, you know the shit that they did with the Freebirds, can't do it in this day and age. But
nope.
You know WCCW.
Actually, you probably could, but nobody has balls.
It's that rebel stuff that they were wearing. You know what I mean? But But you know what set. You know what? And I'm just like going down the weeds. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
You know, not only was I a big fan as a kid with Kerry Von Erich, but you know who my favorite Freebird was? To guess?
Gordy?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured you were a Gordy guy. I was more of a Michael guy, but I could see Gordy. Yeah.
Dude, Terry Gordy, man. God.
Yeah, once we get more information out with this movie and it gets closer, we're gonna have to do some coverage on that. I'm really looking forward to that.
Dude, you talk about a guy. I mean, if Terry Gordy was around today, oh my god, you know, and then when you put him in a tag team with Steve Williams, and you saw a little bit in WCW at the end, that was nothing compared to other stuff that you could find. I mean, guys, you know, the guys listening, you YouTube it, but Terry Gordy, man, way ahead of his time. Way ahead.
Yeah, he was. Absolutely.
Yeah, he was my favorite Freebird.
Yeah, World Class was awesome, man.
Oh man,
I used to love watching that shit. I was one of those, like, I knew of it, you know, through the Aftermags.
Yeah.
But when I discovered it, I don't know, it was like 12, 13, coming home after school, ESPN.
Yep.
Oh my God, dude, it was like life altering because especially when you're only used to WWF, you know, you see that shit.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there was kind of like an allure to, like, once you became a wrestling fan, to like stumble across other things.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, the younger fan today is like, you just can't understand it.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Because you have all this stuff at your access.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
You know, when you talk about if you like a wrestler, just go watch them. Well, you have that ability. When we were kids, it was like you had to rent a video cassette. I mean, half of you probably don't even know what that is. You know, or you had to stumble across something on, like, I mean, if you're in like the New York area, like I am, but I'm in Connecticut, but in the New York area, you have to stumble across like NWA or ECW on like MSG at like midnight.
Yeah.
You know, when you're not even supposed to be able to watch TV and you can barely hear it because you have the volume down because you don't want your dad to like know you're watching TV, because like when we were kids, like there was these things called rules that we like pretty much had to follow. We broke them, but damn, it was trouble if we didn't. I know that's foreign these days, but yeah, you know, I got to listen to that show. I look forward to it. And as far as the end of the year, it's basically going to be a big end of the year show for not just for Cool Truth, but for Wretromania, and it will kind of tie together the work we're doing with these top shows we're going to do over the next few weeks. As far as Dave goes, 50-50 based on work schedule. I'm hoping he can make it, but he will be voting.
Okay.
And I have also lined up 6 other voters.
Nice. Okay. So
we should have a good, you know, and that's not even counting Hollywood, our guys, you know,
right,
Stames and White and whatever.
Right.
So we should have a good amount of voters to get like an accurate. It's in some way we haven't figured out all the details, but it's gonna tie our top list together on the highest levels. You know.
Yeah.
You know, wrestler of the year, women's wrestler of the year, tag team of the year, blah blah blah. So that's the idea. And then we could hopefully we're gonna wrap with Kobe, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
And hopefully wrap with Dave too. So we'll get everybody together.
Oh, by the way, Colby, in addition to his McMahon impersonation, Listening today, I heard him do Fritz von Erich,
because it is so funny.
which is he has a great Fritz von Erich and also Michael PSAs. So
Yeah,
I
there
can't
you
wait
go.
to chat with him.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh man. We might never be able to do McMahon again on the show after
Maybe
that.
not.
I don't have to check that out. I'll check
it's
that
good.
out.
It's
Yeah.
good shit.
So, fellas, before we get into this, but PWI came out with their top.
Oh yeah, you said that.
100.
Let's go over it.
Top 100 tag team edition, right? This is February's edition. I didn't get January's. That was the top one.
Dude, I had a hard time with top 10,
Women?
so I can only
Right.
imagine doing 100.
Here's the thing with this one, right? There's a couple things, and the reason why I brought this up because I think I want to get AC going a little bit.
All right.
The top three you won't have a problem with,
Okay.
right? But fellas, in this top 100, not only did they include women tag teams,
All right. Problem with that. Go ahead.
they included 3-man tag team.
Oh, come on.
No.
All right.
Right? All right. So I'll give you. Do you want to start?
So the list is a fraud already, but
right?
let's go.
So you want to start We'll start from 10 and go up to 1. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. So the top 10 does not include Aussie Open. Aussie Open.
All right.
Is that-
which
is
is
that
fucking.
a
It's already in it. No.
Right?
Yeah, I already hate this list. Go.
I already hate this.
I haven't even heard a name on it, and I hate it.
I'm with
All
you.
right, so they started at number 11. All right, so number 10, Violence is Forever. Dominic Garnini and Kevin Koo. Don't know who the fuck they
I
are.
have no idea.
No idea.
Is that a GC?
Supposedly they made their AEW debut in February in a 10-man tag match. I don't.
Oh, I mean that's memorable. Let's
Right.
put them on the list.
Right. So number nine, the Hex.
Wait,
Now, I've heard of
can
that.
we go
He's
back?
got-
Hold on. Can we go back for a second?
Sure.
Is there any? Could you have any more information about them? Like,
Okay.
where else did they wrestle? I mean, that was February.
Capital
It's
City-
fucking.
Capital
I don't-
Championship Combat.
Okay.
That's their tag team belts. And Action Wrestling.
No idea.
Southern Underground Pro. And I guess they had a little cup of coffee in MLW.
Okay,
That's
so
about it.
now listen. Just to be fair, I'm not knocking these guys.
No, I'm not either.
Because I haven't seen them. I
don't know
don't
who they
recall
are.
them. I haven't seen them. So they may be awesome.
Right.
Right.
They might be. You're telling me they're rated higher than Aussie Open? But come on.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
and better yet,
I'm gonna look up these guys. I really will, and it's
I would-
nothing
I
to do
have
with
to.
them. I want to be
Right.
clear about that.
It
It has to do with the process here.
And Swerve in Our Glory is number 18. Just to throw that out to you guys. Okay? Just to
I mean,
throw
they're
that
on the second biggest wrestling company in the fucking world.
right?
Anyway,
Okay.
go ahead.
All right, the Hex. I've heard of these cats. They're NWA's first women's tag team champions.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Former NWA women's champion Allison Kay and Martini Bell. I've heard of them, haven't watched them, but I know who they are. All right, that's number 9.
So we're taking the 7th biggest wrestling company's women tag team champions. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Move on.
Women. Keyword here: women in the top 100. That's how weak tag team division wrestling is.
Wait,
I mean,
wait,
I
wait.
said
Just saying.
Marty.
just saying.
It's Marty Bell, right?
Marty Bell. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AC. She was in TNA in the fucking dollhouse. Like.
Yeah.
You're
oh
going
yeah,
back 70
yeah.
How
yeah.
the fuck? Her and Allison Kay.
Come on.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Right. They're
Here's
number
the
9.
thing. Here's the thing I want to be clear
Yeah.
about too for the listener who maybe hasn't heard us yet. And I'll speak for myself, but I think I could speak for the three
go
of us.
ahead.
Go ahead.
We are very big on like real tag teams,
Yes.
not just. And I know we just defended Swerve and Arguello, who isn't a real tag team. I get
I
it,
fucking love
but
them.
like we're like the Soul Brothers, FTR, Young
Yeah.
Bucks,
Usos.
Foundation, the Usos.
Briscoes.
These guys have been tagging together forever, and it shows. Aussie Open screams real tag team to me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just and trios to get me started.
All right. No,
By the way,
wait.
little teaser.
Yeah.
Teaser.
Yeah.
Not going to give any results away for our top 10 tag teams of the year,
Yeah,
but we'll all be pleased with each other. Well, I'll just say it that way. There's not going to be much debate at all on this show, believe me.
I kind of had a feeling because although it was difficult, it was obvious.
Yeah.
And I think that's what was so difficult about doing it for me was I felt like I was just doing what was obvious. And I kind of like I wanted to just be like I kept feeling like, what am I missing? And I couldn't come up with what I was missing because I wasn't missing anything.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's number 9. Number 8, Dick and Matt.
How much
Jackson.
did Corrigan pay to get them on this list? I want to know.
Oh man, Dick and Matt Jackson come in at number 8.
Okay, that's horrible for this year. I'm sorry.
It's terrible for this year.
Right. So you got number 8, number 9, the OC. Sorry, not 9, number 7. Number 7.
So that's the 3 of them.
Yeah.
They just got back together like 6 weeks ago.
No. Luke Gallows and Anderson only. That's I don't know why.
Okay. I call it the good.
It should be the Good Brothers.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
Gallows and Anderson. I like him at number 7. I like that one.
They're in the range. That's in the range.
This one I really like at number 6 because he got hurt in May, but still, I'm glad they're in the top 10 because I really dug them. Is RK Bro?
I'm with you. I don't love it, but it really was a big. It was a big thing though.
Yeah.
Right.
Two reasons. There's 3 reasons why. One, obviously, first one, multiple tag team champion. 2001, 2021 Survivor Series, they beat the Usos. And the number 3, Randy is quoted to say, and I quote, "This partnership with Riddle has been the most fun than anything I've done in my 20-year career." So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's his. I guess it's him.
Yeah.
And plus, dude, it's fucking Randy Orton. Come on.
Right. So number 5,
and that goes against my real tag team thing. Right. But you got to look at the impact that it had.
Dude, they had an impact in a short period of time.
Yeah, I'll say too, Vince McMahon, when he does this odd couple shit, I hate it. And he's done how many countless tag teams where they're not supposed to go together. Goddamn, pal, this is so good. Yeah. This one actually worked.
And it did work.
You know what I mean?
Well, the aspect of like the pothead surfer guy, with the super serious badass. You know what the part of this is, and this is not to take anything away from Riddle, but Randy Orton is just really fucking good at what he does.
Yes, he is 100%. 100%. Number 5, I've heard of the wrestling company Stardom. Have not heard of this tag team. Number 5, these ladies must be really good.
Oh my
god. Haskai, Hazuki, and Koguma.
Well, I had him number 1, so I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Koguma.
How dare they have him so low?
How dare they're number 5?
Shit. I know I drank a lot in a short period of time, but sorry, ladies, for butchering your name, but holy shit, I've never heard.
Listen, nobody listening knows who you're talking about, so it's okay.
All right.
Except for Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
So basically, this is Stardom's most dominant tag team. It's funny, they're the most dominant tag team, but they both returned to Stardom in 2021, but it's their most dominant tag team. Okay. I guess they came together in FWC, and they're basically spending a lot of time in Stardom, and I don't know all these ladies who they beat, but supposedly they're well known and very popular. So kudos to you ladies for being on.
So does it really say that well known and very popular?
No, I'm kind of getting that from reading this.
Oh, really okay. I was just wondering if it said, because if that's the case, I challenge one listener to tweet me at AC Cooldown with any kind of information on this tag team.
And Uno, you don't count in this.
No.
Yeah. Well, if Uno, you can slide into DMs because we have a lot to talk about. We're gonna get there, but I feel like there's some copyright infringement here.
AC,
Right,
you have a complaint.
Dude, I heard that. I'm in the.
I mean,
When
I
I
said
heard
this
him
years
say
ago.
that, guys, I heard him say that, and I was like, now wait a minute. Didn't AC? That's why I text you guys. I'm like,
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. Have you heard anyone else say that but me?
no.
I haven't.
No.
And here's the
I honestly say that.
The other part of it, I've never even seen anybody refer to him in that manner than us.
Yeah.
No, we were the first ones.
We were way ahead of the game on Ricky
absolutely
Starks.
that made the Rock comparison.
It's another
2
notch
years
on the
ago.
belt, fellas.
There's no
Another
way
notch on the
nobody.
belt.
There's no one else made that comparison, even in between then.
Nope.
No.
And a lot of it was his whole swag was obvious to me.
Yes.
All right. Now we get to number 4.
Bastard.
My friend, Sir AC. Are you sitting down?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
All right.
I
May
might
want
need
to
to
grab
get up
onto
to
your
pour
chair.
another cocktail.
You may want to hold on to your chair on this one. Sitting at number 4, Death Triangle. All 3 members listed at number 4.
I mean, if you had it in a faction count, I guess. How is that a tag team?
Why do you not count the Elite though? Then why do you have the Bucks as the Bucks and not the Elite?
That's a good question.
And then the OC,
Edwards,
you're calling the Good Brothers the OC, but the other side of it is the reason why they were. I'll tell you, they were on my top 10 list as the Good Brothers because of what they did in Impact Wrestling.
That's why they were on my list as the Good Brothers, not OC. Yes. So they're number 4. Now, that's the shitty part.
Okay.
The top 3, you can't debate. You can't argue the top 3.
All right.
Okay? Sitting at number 3. Well, see, here's the thing. I don't know how. I mean, I guess it would be like Triple H has said, pick your flavor. But in this order, I think for this year, I get. Because I think when I gave you my top 10 list, Edwards,
yep.
Just keep this in mind when you hear this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, the Briscoes. They're sitting at number 3. Number 2.
Oh wait, hold on. You know what? I'm not going to complain about the Briscoes being on this list.
Yes.
Where the fuck is the Acclaim?
Number 20.
Oh my god.
I was gonna give you a couple others when we got done with the top 10.
All right.
I'm sure you guys have some questions. So
I mean, I listen.
number 20.
I love the Briscoes. It might be a little high just because
Yeah.
of nothing that's their fault.
Right. No.
But I'm not going to complain about the Briscoes being there because come on, they're one of the.
I'm an original ROH fanboy for the Briscoes, so I'm very happy at this.
I actually, the only reason I want to watch ROH on Saturday is for the Briscoes FTR.
Ding ding ding,
match.
ding ding ding. I had zero
It's
desire.
literally the only match.
Desire.
I'll put a caveat on that. Although we've seen it twice already.
Right.
Yep.
Garcia and Wheeler Yuta, because they have put on good matches.
Right.
But other than that, I don't even want to watch it.
No. I'm curious on Juice Robinson and Samoa Joe. I'm not gonna lie. Curious. But
I mean, the build has been fantastic.
Isn't it a bit Peachy King? I know, right? So Briscoes at number 3. FTR at number 2. Fellas.
I have no problem with that.
Fellas,
I'm okay
no
with that.
problem with that.
I mean,
right?
they won 3 titles. I mean,
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So
and they beat the Briscoes twice.
So guys, the dust settles. Who's number 1?
Bloodline.
Usos.
That's right.
Oh, boss Usos.
Usos.
Same difference.
The Usos.
They gotta be.
One.
They
Number
gotta
one.
be.
They gotta be, man.
Yeah.
So that's your top 10. So
They're the biggest tag team, the best tag team for the best company, and they've had the best year of any tag team.
Right? In the
You
storyline,
maybe
the
could
stable.
argue.
Longest reigning.
You could maybe argue what FTR has done across
The
multiple
rest
companies
of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
is like maybe you could say that if you're just a wrestling fan like us who watches everything, You could argue maybe that for you,
I thought
FTR,
I watched everything until this list.
Right? Yeah. I mean, yeah. Listen, you guys were shocked that I put Tyrus on my list for NWA, and
I am not shocked anymore.
I actually put an NWA tag team on my list.
Yes, you did.
Not a freaking women's team. I put an actual. You know what? Never mind. I don't want to get us in trouble here. I'm not going to say. And this again. I just want to say it. I got to. It has nothing to. I'm sure all those women are fine wrestlers. I'm sure everybody on this list is a fine wrestler. The ones we don't know. Right. The bottom line is this is a dog shit list, other than 1 and 2, basically.
Well, let me bottom line this. I'll do it this way. Dakota Kai and Io Sky.
Yeah.
They're not better than the 2 teams that we don't know who the fuck we're talking about here.
Well, that's
how are they not?
They're number 25.
How
number
Ty
25.
Valkyrie?
They're number
25. They should be higher
25.
than these 2 teams.
Right.
What about Ty Valkyrie and
Death Dolls?
Yeah, on Impact.
Yo, they're very entertaining, by the way.
They are entertaining.
I like them. I do.
Well, I'll tell you right now. I'm in the 40s.
Havoc. I couldn't think of her name.
All right, I'm in the
Havoc,
40s.
thank you.
Number 51. Edwards, you sitting down, sir? Because I know this one's going to bother you because
51.
I almost threw. Wait, hang on. I almost threw my iPad because I bought the download of this. I almost threw my iPad. Number 51, Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh God, come on!
Come on! They were in the mix for my top 10. They were in the mix for my top 10.
And mine too.
Come on!
You fucking
the fuck are you guys watching?
All right,
apparently not Impact.
How is the Acclaim number 20? How is the Acclaim number 20? They are the number 1 tag team on the second biggest wrestling show in the world. They're selling more merch than anybody. Whether you like the scissor thing or not, doesn't matter. There is no top 10 list that doesn't include the Acclaim.
Nope.
Yeah. And Violent by Design, the 3-member Violent by Design, 61.
Now listen. That's way too. It's 60. It's way too high. 60. This should be way higher. But I'm not putting them in the top 10 yet. No. I didn't really love the first incarnation of it.
No, I didn't either.
I'm digging what's going on right now.
Yes.
But they're better than 61.
So that's okay. But 61?
61. Now,
dude, Impact gets no love from these.
No, they don't.
Number 63.
They don't. It's annoying.
Number 63. Gorillas of Destiny.
What?
They basically have done nothing all year. Injury, the whole.
Who? Give me some in the Whitehouse.
You know what I would say? Leave them off the list and just say
hurt.
Injury.
Right.
Why even put them on the list?
Why?
Give me some like in the 30s.
All right.
Name some teams in the 30s.
Okay, I'll go back up. That's easy.
Okay.
All right. So let's start around the 30s. We got Alpha Academy at 32. We got New Day at 33. All 3 members, which I don't know how they do that because Big E's been
out. Big E hasn't even wrestled this year,
right?
And when he did, he was wrestling singles.
And number 30 is a Mexican tag team. I'm not even gonna try.
Okay.
From AAA, that's number 30. They're from AAA, and then there's
FCR beat.
Probably.
Don't say. They're the trios tag.
Where's Taven and Bennett?
They're the AAA trios tag team champions. Your boys are. I saw them.
Oh, Taven's my boy.
Fuck. Yeah, no, Bennett's 21.
And that. Honestly, I think that's too high for them. Here's why.
They should have switched them for Machine Guns.
Their Machine Guns are better.
Yeah.
They did have a short run in Impact.
Yeah.
But if you look at the totality of their year, how, you know what I mean? 21? Yeah. When Acclaim, they're 20?
But
that doesn't add up.
There's no rhyme or reason to this list.
Dakota Kai and Io Sky are 25. You got
given their list, it's crazy.
Right. AAA trio tags are 30, and then 31 is a team out of TNT, Chris Brooks and Masahiro Tanahashi.
Yeah, I asked you to do that because
Dude,
Violent by Design. Okay,
bro.
like I get it. I wasn't in love with them either until the past 2 weeks. Now I'm fucking jonesing for more Violent by Design. But you have Alpha Academy at 33.
Where's the Street Profits?
They're 13.
All right, okay. I mean, I probably put them a little bit higher, but all right.
United Empire that's Jeff Cobb and Ray O'Khan at 12. Pretty pissed about that. But okay.
Is the Gun Club on it?
Yes.
Are they?
The Guns, number 60.
60.
Yeah.
Varsity Blondes.
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, not that you could say they had any kind of year, but
I'm looking for them.
Buried.
Evil Uno. I know you're listening, sir. You guys should know your trio tag team that consisted of Reynolds, Silver, and Preston Vance.
So would they just pick three guys?
70. Number 70.
I mean, I'm not going to rip them for
best friends. Best friends, gentlemen. 78.
Okay.
78.
I mean, okay. I mean, if whatever.
But it's another trio.
Yeah.
Private Parties, 82. Butcher and the Blade, 89.
Okay. I mean,
are the Vikings on it?
Yeah, they were. The Blondes are 97, AC.
97. Right. Okay.
Yeah, the Viking Raiders, 64.
Okay.
House of Black?
House of Black.
I'm assuming they'd be on there as like a trio or something.
Yeah, I thought I saw them.
Do you see the Fixers on there?
Fixers. I thought I did see them. Yes, 86.
All right. I mean, at least they're on the list, considering the NWA women's tag team is on there.
How is it that women's
86
NWA is number 10?
10 and 86.
But the men's tag team, and they helped reintroduce the United States tag team titles, are 86.
Yeah, Corbin donated. He made a $5.
But why did he donate for my boy Wrecking Ball though? What the fuck, dude?
Marty Bell. Him and his Marty Bell fixation. Weirdo.
Listen, I only ask because I happen to be friends with one of them, but that's rather here nor there.
No, it's not. It is rather here nor there. I don't know how you'd say that.
House of Torture. That's the side group off the Bullet Club. They're 48. That's
House of Black. Did you see that?
No. Oh, Imperium Boys, 28. I'm still looking.
Okay.
I guess they aren't on here. I thought they were.
House of Black?
House of Black is not on here.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I know it's kind of a weird year, but I mean, when they're in there.
But considering who's on here,
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Has there any mention of Sting and Darby?
No.
I mean, because at this point, can't we call them a tag team?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I wouldn't put them in my top 10, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the Hardy Boys?
No.
I mean, they did wrestle this year as the Hardy Boys, right?
I don't know.
They did.
Once, and then he gets himself in trouble.
Was it only once? I thought it was more than that.
Maybe.
Are Rhino and Heath Slater on that list?
No.
All right, that's terrible. They should be out. How are they not on there?
I don't know.
They're not on here.
Dude,
Alpha Academy is better than them somehow. This is just so weird how they.
This whole 100 is weird.
No love. EWI gives Impact no love at all. It's fucking atrocious.
Thank God it was only $3.99.
All right, well, thank God it was only 100 teams because I can only imagine if we went any further.
Well, I think we can promise the listeners that our top 10 list will be much better.
Yeah, we're going to, that is a great way to promote our list.
Yes.
Here's what I guarantee you. Our top 10 list will be better, and whatever we present to our voters and the rest of Wretromania, whether it's a top 3 or a top 5 to vote on, that will be better too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it will.
I was, because when I got this, I was kind of excited because, dude, I got it the next day after I text you my top 10. I'm like, oh, this would be pretty cool. I saw the Briscoes tweet, and that's what really made me, oh shit, it's out then if they're tweeting about it. And it was something sarcastic like, wow, number 3, and we can't get on national TV, something like that.
I mean, they are right about that, by the way.
Right, they are. And so I got it, and I'm looking at it, and after I get past number 3, number 4 was a head scratcher for me, and I'm looking at number 5, and I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at?
So I'm looking at my list, and there's 5 teams that were the same. And not necessarily in the same position, but close. And then the other 5 are just, 6 actually. But the problem is
6. This is the same 6.
Yes.
I just counted them.
Yeah, and we probably all have the same 6.
That's what I said. There's not much.
The problem is
once we get together and do that show.
Fucking ridiculous. Yeah, all right. We'll leave it alone because I don't want to give it all away. All right, let's move on.
Hey, before you move on, well, it is moving on, but
oh yeah, do your thing, brother.
I wanted to. I don't have my board hooked up, so I'm gonna apologize for the audio. So I'm just gonna play it from my phone into my mic. But
okay,
I came across this on YouTube, and it's I wanted to play it for you guys in case you didn't hear it, but it kind of paints a different picture to AEW and the William Regal release. This is Tony Khan talking on the ROH media call. And
when's this from?
It was posted on YouTube a day ago from Fightful. So I'm assuming it must have been
Tuesday.
Maybe
Tuesday. It was Tuesday.
And I just want to get back. So this differs from what they presented on TV last night?
It is.
Yes, this is the real story.
This is the real reason why.
I mean, obviously they're trying to tell a story on TV, which I don't know if they did a good job with, but we'll get there.
No, but
all right.
It was
This is great because it's relevant to what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
I haven't heard it either.
All right, let me try and get this positioned here. And this is Tony Khan on the media call. Care of Fightful.com. Here we go.
I got a message from Regal, and it was asking if we could talk. And I made time to talk to him, and I went out outside the hospital. And so I'm sitting out on a park bench out in front of the Mayo Clinic on Sunday night. And we had this really long, good talk, and it was very positive. And he really had, I think, good intentions, I'd like to say, for why he wanted to go back. And it made a lot of sense to me that he would want to work with his son and be with his son. And he said to me, honestly, and it made sense, given where you're sitting right now, does it make sense to you that I would want to go back and be with my son? And at that point where I was sitting, it really did make a lot of sense to me. And frankly, the last thing I wanted to do at that moment was prevent any parent and any child, any son from being together. As I was sitting on a park bench at the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, while my mom was sleeping inside and recovering from a major operation. And so I told him, I do think, I don't know how we're going to do it yet. I'm going to have to do a lot of thinking. It's going to require more changes. I referenced earlier, there's been a lot of that this year that we've tried to make the best of everything, and I really do believe we've been able to have great events through it all. There were a lot of changes going into Forbidden Door, but I thought it was one of the best pay-per-view shows of the year. There were a lot of changes going into Full Gear, but really I thought it was one of the best events of the year, and it was the start of a new period for AEW. And I had to think about that, but I also had to think about family, and given that's, where I was at
more, up to 70%.
So
kudos to him, man.
So there you go. So I don't know if you saw AC, but it was first reported that he signed a year deal by Meltzer, and then Meltzer retracted it because he signed a 3 or 5 year deal.
Yes.
So it just turned out that he asked for his release, and Tony gave it to him.
I also heard that he signed a 3-year deal, but had an opt-out after each year.
Yes.
But he hasn't gone a year yet either.
No.
So, all right. I mean, listen. Kudos to Khan. If maybe he didn't think it was a great fit, or he just decided to be good to the guy. So I'm not going to knock. Obviously, I'm not going to knock him for that.
Right.
That does bring in the question, though. When did he say this conversation happened? Like this weekend,
I don't know if
right?
I think, over the weekend, I think he said, right?
So that's interesting considering the way they booked it, though. Because we're being led to believe that they did this because he was leaving. And now we're coming to find out they just came to this conversation.
I think their conversation, I don't think it says it, but you have to think of how it played out. The conversation happened before last Wednesday's show. Had to have.
Let me see if I can get a date for his.
Okay.
Unless I'm wrong.
Media call.
Yeah, I mean, why he's looking for that. The only reason why I bring that up is because they could have, with what happened, not even addressed it and just let it go away. It wouldn't have went away in the dirt sheets, but as far as your TV storytelling, like William Regal could have just gone away after what happened to him.
Yeah. It's he knew this was going to be a difficult road to try to get through and try to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and I think they did the best they could, and
I mean, but that doesn't say that doesn't confirm or deny him having a 1-year contract, a 3-year contract, or whatever.
I don't think that's ever going to be.
Like, let's be real. Like, William Regal was let go from WWE. He signed with AEW for however long, was committed to AEW, and then a lot of stuff changed in WWE since then. And now he wants to go back. And you know what? It could just be, hey, I wanted to stay with my kid anyway, and now I have the opportunity to go back and do that.
Well, when he was canned, his son wasn't up yet when he was canned.
But he was he right? It doesn't really matter either way.
Yeah. He wasn't up yet.
It doesn't really matter.
He was still just in the. He was still just in the development.
But he was signed with the company.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, but he wasn't on NXT yet.
But my point being is, when Vince was there, he was let go, so he didn't have the opportunity to be with them. Now he does. Right. So Khan is facilitating that and saying, yes, I'm okay with it, or we're going to figure out a way to make this happen. I'm going to the on-air way they handled it. I mean, I guess we got to get there first, but I just question whether, I don't know, it just was handled right.
Yeah, it looks like his mom had 2 strokes, and then she needed surgery. So I don't know. It doesn't really say, like.
No, don't.
It doesn't. So we don't have a time.
If it was that week or the week before. Yeah, it doesn't really say.
So we don't. So, but we could assume that what he did by turning on Blackpool or turning on Moxley was booked prior to his conversation.
That's what it looks like. That's what
I mean. Just based on what Khan just said in that interview or that media scrum there. He was saying that Full Gear was one of our better shows, we had to make all these changes.
Yeah.
So what he's saying there is they chose to do that prior to knowing Regal was going to go.
Yeah.
The heel turn.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think that
the face turn. The face. Again, this was like a fake out. That's the way they went back and did it. But the Shivani interview that he said he was sitting on for a week with Regal.
Yeah.
That was probably recorded that day.
That was recorded, right?
Oh yeah,
Right.
no, that
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
come on, that's TV storytelling. I'm not going to get on them for that.
Yeah.
I just question whether that was a really good story that they actually told with that.
With the heel turn.
With him being like, I wanted to show you how to make Wheeler the best wrestler ever, and I wanted to show you guys.
Yeah. I don't know either. I don't know what I would have done though in that situation. Like if you have Regal and he's leaving, and you got one shot at him cutting a promo. I don't know how you go there. You know?
Yeah.
Like how do you?
Well, I mean, obviously you can't have him cut a promo because he's in the hospital. TV storytelling wise, right? He's in the hospital.
Right.
So, I mean, there's really two ways they could handle it, which makes me think that this conversation happened as recently as possible. Was when he walked out of the ring after the Moxley promo, he could have never came back after that.
That's true. Or
And
they could have had Diener go into the hospital room and he could have said, kill the sickness.
Yeah.
Or they could have Daniel Bryan turn sick and kill him. You know?
There you go.
But I'm just saying, I'm not going to crush it. I think they're trying to. I think they were very much trying to give a reason for him not being on TV or tell a story for him leaving or whatever the case may be. It just came off as very, I don't know.
Well, here's the other thing.
It was a kind of cringe. I don't know. I just don't know how to take it.
It was definitely weird. The other side of it though is, and I give kudos to Khan, his family situation, and this probably hit him, you know.
Oh, I'm sure it tugged on every heart.
Yeah. So I give him credit for doing this, but where is the line now? Does this set a precedent? Like, what if Aleister Black goes in and says, "Hey, I could be Aleister Black again. My wife's over there. Let me just, I just want to go."
Yeah.
You know, and then how many other guys do it? You know,
when he's also said we're not giving you releases. I don't know. I don't know what the financial commitment is to Black over.
Oh, I'm sure it's
Regal.
very expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Black costs infinitely more than Regal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but you're right. It does open the door, especially when you don't have a clarification on what's going on with Punk.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there was humanity there, and I think you can appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to knock. I'm definitely not going to knock him for it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to knock Regal for the situation changed, right?
Yeah.
And listen, maybe it's true he has an opt out after a year, and Khan was just like, "Oh, I'll cut you short a few months."
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Baker Mayfield just literally tied the game with 9 seconds left. And if they kick the extra point, they're going to win. He went 99 yards in the last minute.
You're kidding.
I'm not even kidding.
No, I just watched it as you said it.
98 yards.
That was a nice toss to Jefferson.
36.
That was a nice toss to Jefferson.
Dude, for the people who think that, like, shit's, like, not on the level, like this, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Yep.
Well, whatever playoff hopes Oakland had, now are gone.
Are dead.
They're dead.
And
5-8. They're dead.
About $200 in winnings too. I don't think they really. Listen, they weren't getting into the playoffs anyway, but
no, but they
had too many teams to jump.
Oh yeah. But now you got to try to ice the extra point.
Yeah, I know, right?
But you know, we shit on Tony, right? And rightfully so. It's our show. That's not that we shit. We speak the truth, and we're real. And at this point, like, he could have said, "No, you got your contract. You're going to fulfill it." Yeah. You know, but he recognized where he was at that moment, and he's like, you know, and I think Regal was real with him. And from the quote I also read was, you know, he didn't, you know, how Regal did it was, you know, he went to the VP, whoever that VP was, and said, "Hey, I need to talk to Tony. Can you reach out to Tony for me?" You know, and that VP reached out to Tony. "Hey, Regal needs to talk to you." Like, he went up the chain the right way.
Right.
Like, he did everything the right way. And I think that was another thing that I think Tony's looking at, like, looking at the guy. Tony's a history guy. He knows what Regal means to wrestling. Mm-hmm. And, and maybe Tony also realized, like, this may not be a right fit. We're trying to fit a circle in a square peg. Because there's quotes out there. There's shit coming out that, Regal's trying to teach and no one wanted to listen. And, it's just, all that stuff could be true or it's carpage. We don't know. But it's out there. But all this stuff, just wanted to go back with his kid. You want to go back to teaching NXT. And the fact that you're going to get Regal and an NXT with Shawn Michaels.
Oh boy.
God.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. The talent tree that these kids are going to be learning from. Oh my God. One of the greatest villains, workers in wrestling, and arguably the greatest WWF champion of all time. And you're going to be learning from them.
No, before we get into
it's amazing.
Dynamite, there was another report today that Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso have been doing their infamous, I would call it a baseball style handshake since 2019.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I obviously not on TV, but
right.
Apparently there was a relationship there already, which I found a little bit interesting. I thought, some, who I don't know who, did they go to Vince and say, "Hey, we got this idea"? Did they decide? I don't know. I found that interesting.
Oh yeah, Sammy, you be the tag along, right? And you're white, right, pal? And you're not black. You're not black like the Usos, but you want to be black like the Usos, pal. Yeah.
Well, they're Samoan.
No, pal. Black, Mexican, black, all of it's the same, pal.
You know what's funny? I wonder if Vince would have, Pop Shot pulled the plug, but went to maybe an Owens and Zayn situation sooner where they, Sammy turned on the bloodline or Jay got him kicked out or whatever quicker than, maybe Triple H was like, let's
slow roll a little bit, right?
Yeah. You wonder how that whole dynamic played out.
I'm wondering that too because the writing was on the wall. It was there unless we were being teased. But I think now I could be wrong, but I think that crowd excitement getting behind Sammy, seeing the guys in the ring trying to hold face. Roman did such a fucking good job with it, but the Usos couldn't. Even Heyman, you caught Heyman chuckling a couple times. Everybody started getting into it, and maybe that's the greatness of Hunter to see this. What? Let's call an audible here.
The other thing too is
let's keep going.
You watch them walk out, and we've always talked about this with guys in the past where they're doing things in the background to just make you laugh. But when the bloodline comes out and Sammy's doing the fucking rock thing with his hair, and I'm just I can't help but laugh my ass off.
It's great. That's why he's the number 11 wrestler of the year.
Well, there you go. So let's
You're killing me. I was not ready to take a drink and I almost choked on it.
Let's jump into Dynamite. Whitehouse, your thoughts on Dynamite last night?
I'll tell you, I fell asleep through some of it. It was just a long day yesterday, and I rewatched it again. And I enjoyed I loved how they started. I loved some of the matches, and I think it's because who they had on that show. The women's match was shitty for me, and I liked the way it ended. Wasn't a bad show. I actually enjoyed it. There was a lot of good to it. There was some but I think I text you guys this. I'm a Ricky Starks guy, and I go back to the tournament of the NWA TV title when they brought it back.
The Rick.
And who's this? Yes, who's this kid? And I'm finally he's getting this opportunity, and I can, Tony, don't fuck this up for him. You know what? He doesn't have to win next week, but you have the potential, and it's nothing that you did. It was by default, and it happened organically. You can have your babyface guy right here. It's right in front of you.
I'll tell you what, Whitehouse. Building off that, I think, and I shouldn't say I think, I hope that what we're about to see, MJF is Khan's guy. He's the heel. The belt is on him.
Yep.
This is the opportunity to build, guys.
Yes.
So let's say, put up Ricky Starks, give him his moment. He did great Wednesday night, right? I think we all agree.
100%.
He nailed his promo.
Nailed it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
He can lose. Next, run up Jungle Boy and see how he does. Next, run up whatever young babyface you want. And keep doing that until you decide, you know what? Maybe Ricky Starks is my guy. He's my number one. Now I have enough time to look at all these guys to see who that
Wardlow.
top babyface.
I agree.
Yeah, Wardlow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This
I
is
agree.
the time. It's perfect.
I
Perfect
agree.
timing right
But
now.
I think you're going to get Daniel Bryan in the mix, too.
Sure, I'm sure
Probably,
you will too.
yeah.
Or that Bryan Danielson.
The only caveat to what you're saying, Edwards, and I 100% agree, is that's fine, but you got to give something for Starks to do. You can't.
Well,
put him
that's
away.
Oh, yeah,
the
you
issue.
can't just
because,
go
yeah,
off.
That's
yeah.
the issue.
If you
can't
if
put
you
him
look
back
at
in your toy box,
you look at
you
MJF,
have to use them.
who is the 1B or the 2 to MJF?
Right now?
Right
Right
now?
now. Yep.
Jericho. But you get to sing along
No,
with
I
Jericho.
mean, right now, I'd
Take
probably
that
say
out.
Moxley.
No, I mean,
No, heel.
heel. Yeah.
Heel.
I'll give you Jericho, but yeah, you're right. You get to
Jericho,
sing along.
But you get to sing along.
Is there anybody else? Because that's the issue. Like once Ricky hits the MJF wall, he'll fade into obscurity, and that's another booking issue that we have here. We see it all the time.
Yeah, where you're not, you don't have that other heel that.
Right.
You know who would
fall
be
back
good?
to.
You know who would be good if they go down that road? Starks had his moment to shine. You made him.
Honestly, Lance Archer could be a big.
Archer would be a great one.
Archer would be a good one.
But he's back in Japan again. I
You know,
get it.
Yep.
you know who would be a good one? But I don't know what they're doing with him. Is Christian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Christian
really
would be
haven't
a good
addressed a lot with him. And
Yeah,
is he still injured?
he's injured. That's Christian would be a good one. You got Hobbs all in. They already did that.
They might have had something with Ethan Page,
Man,
but they've kind of already pseudo killed it again.
Right, because you didn't give anything for Ethan to do. But
Right. Well, no, they have him
in.
in this mix here, but they used Ethan Page as the guy to put Ricky to that point.
Yeah.
There's other guys they could have done that with.
Well, you could also go back. You could go back to Ethan. I think is a good one. You son of a bitch. You cost me that diamond. You cost me that opportunity. They could go
who's
back
the guy
to
they
that.
could? I got the guy for you. And he's got to get healthy first, obviously. But the guy is to keep Ricky Starks engaged, or even a Jungle Boy. Adam Cole.
Yes. Yeah.
You got to get him back.
I don't know, but I think Tony looks at him as a top guy.
No, he don't. Clearly, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I just mean as a guy that you could push as that heel guy.
But Edwards, you tell me they won't blow the house down? Those two?
Oh, they would, but the problem with Khan is, and I know, like if you watch it as long as we have, you see a group of the roster and they get cycled in and then they get cycled out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess that's him trying to be different. Like, you're not going to work 365 days a year here, pal. You're going to get time off with your family, all that shit. Well, that's great, but then if there's no continuity to the show, it does nobody any good.
Where's Miro?
Hopefully
he's hurt.
Guy there, Miro.
Miro's another guy. Oh, you put Miro with Starks? Yeah, the baby face.
Miro's the heel, obviously.
Right.
Yeah,
I was thinking about this last night, watching the show, and this was the Joe Darby match. The problem with that match is, Joe's not a heel.
Oh.
He's Joe.
Oh, he's Joe.
And the crowd, no matter what side of the tunnel he walks out as, treats him as Joe. No matter who he wrestles, they treat him as Joe.
Yep.
And you don't get that heel thing with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you know, it's you know, he has that Stone Cold again.
I think they could make Moxley a monster heel, but he won't do it.
No, he won't do it. You know,
yeah, but the thing with that tweener thing, though, that you bring this up a lot, Whitehouse.
Yeah.
But and it's fine. Like you're not wrong about it. But his booking, like, okay, so you have like a Britt Baker.
Yeah.
She's a heel. She acts like a heel.
She's a tweener too.
No, wait though. She's a tweener because he doesn't know how to fucking book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
everything
the
she
difference.
does is heel, though.
Yeah.
She's a heel, and she'll be a
herself
heel.
as a heel,
aren't,
and she's always
her
heel.
promos aren't. Her promos are not heel. Her
But if she
promos is a big bad badass baby face.
But if she gets cheered and he
really?
wants her to be cheered,
the Soraya ones were.
if she gets cheered and he wants her to be,
I think the Soraya promo got over because of the content.
if she gets cheered and he wants her to get cheered, though, he needs to book her against heels.
Yeah.
That's the difference, right?
Yeah. Right.
It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. It kills her when you put her up against Paige. Don't put her up against Paige. Put her up against Nyla fucking Rose and let the crowd cheer for her.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like they did with Austin.
Well,
and The Rock.
That was because of the content, though. But here's when you put her in front of Saraya too, and you want her to be the heel, and you've had her be the top women's wrestler, whether babyface or heel in this case, for the last 3 years, her only avenue to defend herself is like, hold on a minute, how the hell is this your fucking house? Yeah. This is my house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a bad play, and I think that's where. Yeah, you're right. It was bad.
I wouldn't have gone with the two of them right away anyway.
No.
He's
100%.
done this over and over again. He did it to Brian Cage. Yep. He did it to Brody Lee, rest his soul. He did everybody. He has them come in. He shoots them right up to who's ever the top guy is in a situation they're never going to win. They lose, and it's not even like they go back to the line. They go almost to obscurity.
Yeah. And I always bring up Nyla Rose in the women's division because it's easier because there's so many little of them, right? But if you look at Nyla Rose, she should be like that heel gatekeeper to get your win back and all that shit, right? But even they cycle her out, and she disappears.
Yeah.
You know, so what are you supposed to do?
And the other thing, too, is you're walking the line with Jade a little bit, too.
Yes.
Like, they want you to believe she's a monster, a heel, but they also want her to be a superstar. Like, you can't have it both ways.
Exactly. You got to pick one.
And now
I look all the way back to Lance Archer. When he first came in, it was COVID times. Remember the great vignettes he did with the Snake, with Jake the Snake, and everybody went crazy. And then they shot all those pre-recorded shows at QT's gym to make sure they had content while everything was being fucking locked down before Florida opened up so they could do shows there. But you had that scene where he beats Dustin and he's smashing his head into the canvas, and everybody dies is playing in the background, and he's laughing, and the entire Rhodes family's like up at odds. And what is the logical thing to do to come out of that? It's to have him beat Cody, be the first ever TNT champion, and have Cody chase him for 4 months to the next pay-per-view. And what did they do? They immediately put Cody over him. And that is the problem. There's too much instant gratification.
You didn't see him anymore.
Yeah, and then you got an instant blow up. You didn't even get a chance to build him and Cody. Cody's whole reason for beating him was he beat up my brother. I get that, but there was no follow up after that. And I think this comes in where you're walking the line with weekly TV. Is if you're gonna try to have blow off matches on your weekly show, you need to get them to that point. Like even this thing with Ricky Starks. I'm sold that they could fight each other for the title now because of the way it all built, because of the way it all happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I get what you guys. His mission coming out of this it's almost simplistic for MJF. He could walk right into the Daniel Bryan feud or the Bryan Danielson feud, and then you're right. After that, we need a Wardlow, we need a Jungle Boy, we need a take your pick, right. But what he does with Ricky Starks coming out of what is probably going to be a loss,
that's key, man. That's key.
It's going to be huge, and I think part of it, maybe you can keep him in that mix for a little bit, but I don't know how that's going to work. So it's going to be huge because you made this happen so quickly. Like Ricky came back, got into this position, like you had this stuff with Hobbs, disappeared. You bring him back, you pop shot him right into this, and now he's kind of white hot right now. Great, and if he loses that match and does nothing for 3 weeks after, you're back to square one again.
Because look at it. Look at that pop he got last night. Bruh.
Well, part of it you got to throw the hometown factor in, not to knock him down.
Sure.
But at the same time, people saw it that he got the pop, and I think his promo.
Fantastic!
Fire.
He's ready to be in the ring with the big boys already.
Yep.
And then some of us who watch closely probably were like, I'm sure he could handle it with the stick too. But he did it. Like he did it last night.
Oh yeah.
He was like, I'm gonna knock the mole off your neck. I was dying.
He's taken to himself, I got these few short weeks to make a name for myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a name for myself, and he's damn well doing it.
Well, here's the other thing. Tony Khan had the same kind of statement that McMahon did 5 years ago on the Austin show or Jericho show, whichever one it was, I can't remember, about grabbing the bass ring. Khan basically said the same thing. When you get your chances to be on TV, you need to make an impact to stay on there. So that's what Ricky did. So coming at it, to me, he already earned his, what do we do next?
Yeah.
In our reality, that should have been planned already, but we all know it probably hasn't been.
Probably hasn't. But I think Ethan Page is a good one. I do. You want to do something with Luchasaurus and him? That would be good.
Yeah, but it's hard to go to Page now because of what they did.
Right. It's hard.
Because
yes.
First of all, Ethan Page is a heel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want to go back to Ricky with Ethan Page?
No, if you had to come with the what's next for Ricky?
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about MJF. I'm sorry.
No.
Ricky.
I guess you could go back to Ethan Page. I think you need to go something bigger.
I would like to see.
Put him with Jericho. Put him with Jericho.
This is the problem. You just said it, AC. You need something bigger. The only people bigger is Jericho and maybe Christian eventually.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one.
But
so
there's nobody else though. That's
those two want to stick together.
They don't have bigger.
And here's the problem with Jericho being in that big group. What he'll do is
he'll get all monkey.
Now Moxley said we're going to blow off this thing with Jericho's group at the ROH pay-per-view. Yeah. I'm not so sure I buy that, by the way. Well, let's just say that's true. So then we say Ricky comes out of this and somehow gets in a feud with Jericho. What should happen is he should run the gauntlet, right? Yep. Take out all Jericho's lower guys, then get to Jericho.
Yeah, that's
right?
a good one.
I mean, am I crazy? But what they'll do is they'll take him and then they'll surround him with 5 other guys and they'll do fucking 5-man tag matches. Yeah. And that's the problem.
Running the gauntlet, that's a good one. That will keep Ricky occupied for a period of time.
Till the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Or till another big show.
That'll keep him occupied, because
Jericho's like, you're not worthy of challenging me. You got to take on Daddy Magic.
Right.
All right, and I know they do this a lot, but it's okay.
It's not right. If it's done right, 100%.
Hager.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Garcia. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
Sammy Guevara.
Oh, Sammy and Ricky? Oh, give me that.
We've seen that, but you can get there. You can go to that. Here's Jericho. Hey, if you want a shot at me, you got to beat Jake Hager. But before you beat Jake Hager, you got to win the best of 3 versus Sammy Guevara. Boom. That's 5 weeks of content right there.
And this will occupy Chris Jericho, because if you decide to put the belt back on Claudio, which they should, this will give something for Jericho and his boys to do, entertaining and building Ricky Starks.
Well, my question is, if you don't, I mean, I know we're kind of jumping around here, but whatever. If you don't put the belt back on Claudio, where does this thing go with Jericho? I don't
know. It's so fucking stupid, man. It's so fucking stupid.
See, I thought they and again, I guess he changed his mind or whatever, or they just book week to week and we think it's going somewhere, but it doesn't really go anywhere. But it looked like Brian was going to run back up against Jericho.
Yeah.
Did.
And then
or they were going to keep doing the former ROH champions. And they went away from that.
Yeah.
You have another one in the company. Matt Taven. He never got a shot. Right?
Man,
what would make more sense right now? Taven versus Jericho on the ROH pay-per-view or Claudio and Jericho? I mean, from an ROH standpoint.
Taven.
Well, Taven, of course, yeah. But, I mean, Claudio's first.
But Claudio's
eight
got more than AEW. Claudio.
Again, Khan made him the ROH champ in AEW.
And Swerve in Our Glory is now on Ring of Honor.
What the fuck are they doing with them?
Honestly,
and again, here we go again. They're breaking up. They're not breaking up.
Yeah, I'm over it. I'm over it.
Yeah, they're trying to get AE guys. They're trying to get AEIs on that. That's why.
Well, and I'll give you another one. The Gun Club, the Ass Boys. They're building them towards FTR, where we all know after the match on Saturday, FTR has some fish to fry in Japan, right?
Yeah.
For New Japan.
Yeah, they got Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah. So you build this all up with them.
And you can't have them lose going into Wrestle Kingdom. It's not going to happen.
No. I'm not. Well, maybe not. I'm not even going there. Where I was going is,
okay.
What does this do for the Ass Boys? They facilitated a match between them and the Briscoes, but this has been going on for weeks. Like,
I don't know what they're doing.
Are they going?
It's so fucking weird, man.
But here's the thing: unless they keep the Ass Boys engaged with FTR, like maybe like the Ass Boys should do like the FTR report every week and be like, hey, FTR got their ass kicked by the Briscoes this week. Good luck in Wrestle Kingdom, haha. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just so when FTR gets back, you have a reason to do the Ass Boys versus FTR, which you've been building for a month now or 2 months now, however long it's been.
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, you're using FTR to get the Ass Boys over, but you never gave them the opportunity to do that.
Things they could go home.
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
So before we move on, can we talk about copyright infringement?
Let's do it. I love copyright infringement.
Hollywood, I'm going to let you break this one down for us.
I'll try. What is it?
You're the one that gave us had something happen.
Where are we going?
Oh, no, I want to talk the Ricky Starks promo.
Oh,
well, the MJF on Ricky Starks.
I'm like, copyright infringement. What happens? Did we get pulled somewhere? What happened?
Oh, no, not our copyright infringement. Copyright infringement on my content by AEW once again.
Yeah.
Where I might. Who's that fucking lawyer they got over there?
Smart Mark Sterling.
Mark Sterling.
Yep.
Mark, slide into DMs, baby. We got a case.
So here's the case, Mr. Sterling. I'm watching this promo. And he calls him the Rock. I swear to God, I thought he was going to call him the Rick. And if he would have done that,
so close.
But he called him the Pebble.
The dime store Dwayne was the first.
Dime store Dwayne, yep.
That's okay. We can live with that. But
Yep.
he was in for he went right to it too.
Yes.
It didn't like build to it.
Yep.
He went like Rudy Poo and all this right away.
Yep. I'll tell you this. When I saw it, my first thought was, Uno is listening still. It's official. Somebody's listening.
And he called him the Pebble and said, "I'm going to put you in my pocket. You're the Pebble." And I'm like, wait a minute.
Listen, I listen to a lot of shit. I watch wrestling YouTubers. I read their videos, comments, because this is what I do. When I'm bored, I fucking watch something. I read the comments. I listen. I've never, not once ever, on a dirt sheet comment section, on a Jim Cornette video comment section, busted open fucking any of it. Any of it. Any of it. Have I ever seen anyone reference Ricky Starks as the Pebble except for one person? And that is you, Daddy Cool AC.
Daddy Cool AC.
And this
it wasn't
2
recent
years
either.
ago?
I would when
3
he
years
first
ago?
When you guys loved him, and we started referencing him being like a mini Rock, and I was like, I'm not going to play into this shit. Fuck this guy, blah, 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 blah. Before he won me over, I'm like, he's not the Rock. He's the Pebble. Because, I mean, obviously the Rock's 275 pounds of solid muscle. And Ricky Starks is not that. Not that he's not in good shape, but he's not that. But the thing that got me with Starks was it was like that late 90s heel Rock with the button-down shirts and the dress pants and the glasses. And he almost had the same hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When the Rock really got popular. And Ricky Stark's swag, it was like the beginning of Team Taz, a little before that, right around that time, really came off as that. Like he was like a Pebble knockoff of the Rock. So when you guys loved him, and I wanted to zing you, especially Whitehouse, because I love to zing Whitehouse, I called him the Pebble. Now listen, maybe this was heard, maybe it was put in the Rolodex by one Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I have no idea. All I'm saying is that was 2020.
Yeah.
This is 2022. Hey, I'm just saying there could be a case. There could be a case. We got to win. See, this is the thing. We have a negotiating tool here because we have a gentleman on this show who got $130 stolen from him by Tony Khan. Have you checked to see if Honor Club is back up and running yet? Since
I tried to log in, and none of my access information even works. Don't even get me started.
See, so we're gonna have to work this out. Our lawyers will reach their lawyers, and then we'll let you guys know what happens because there's a lot in the mix here going on.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this. We can work this out. Whitehouse, Hollywood, do you all agree? We can work this out.
Sure, 100%.
We want access to the media scrum.
Oh, sure, hell yes. We get first question.
You give us access to the media scrum, we will drop all pending lawsuits.
And first question. You have 4 pay-per-views.
Hold on. With that is press passes because I'm not going to fucking pay to go. I'm in
100%. 100%.
So we want press passes and access to the media scrum.
Yep. Front row seats, first question.
And I didn't even need front row seats. I just want to be there with the press pass, media scrum.
I'm a tall bastard. I don't want to be crammed, so front row seats, please.
So MJF, king of low-hanging fruit, and then he steals your shit. How do you feel about that? I mean, Starks was right. He comes out, ha ha ha, make fun of the crowd, ha ha ha, do the ha 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 ha, do. That's what MJF does every fucking week, and that's why I'm kind of down on him. And then he steals your shit.
Well, I mean, what do they say that What is that? What is that terminology? That imitation is the finest form of flattery.
Flattery, yep.
So if one of the now I know you've been down on him lately, but let's be fair. He's one of the better promos in the game right now.
Okay.
So if one of the better promos in the game likes my I don't know, what do you call it? Whatever I say about this certain subject or about somebody, I'm going to take that as flattery. But at the same time, I feel like I think this is fair to bring up because we brought this up in the group chat. And Jeff, you've said this many times, Hollywood Edwards. Someone is clearly listening to our show.
Listen, this isn't the
this
first
is
time.
Not even the 10th time this has happened.
There have been several instances. There were even a few on BTE, if I remember, from certain members of the Dark Order, Uno, where he said things that we have said like that week on our show. There's been several things like this. We've been doing this shit a long time, right? And especially when we were back on 1640. Look, the Twitter universe is a big universe.
Mm-hmm.
I know how I had 2 or 3 guys and one beautiful smoking woman from Lucha Underground following me for a while because I was covering Lucha Underground like a madman.
Yeah, pal.
Dude, this shit happens. This shit gets out. We know these guys listen to podcasts. We know Tony Khan himself will go on any podcast that will have him. I don't know why we haven't reached out yet, but we will. I'm working on the email. I promise you. There's no question. Dude, no one calls him the Pebble.
I mean, it's not even crazy.
Nobody calls him the Pebble.
It's not even crazy because
You got a Pebble chant, AC. You got a Pebble chant at an AEW show.
I mean, yeah.
That's the only way you could look at it.
How many times did I have Flip Gordon on my show? TK O'Ryan, Vinny Marsaglia, Vincent. I mean,
I'm sorry. You know what? You could have fucking had me on that show. You didn't have me on that show, did you? Fuck.
But back when we first started this shit and we really pushed it hard with that kind of stuff, like that was all out there. Our Twitter handles never changed. Our name of the show didn't really change. So is it that crazy? I don't think so. And listen, all I'm saying is, can somebody throw us a bone? Press pass, media scrum, even a shout out and be like, hey, these guys know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, even that would be cool. I'm just throwing it out there because listen, I don't want to toot our own horns, but within the 3 of us, we watch a shit ton of wrestling over time. You two are far more
shit. I used to think that
historical.
I saw this top 100 tag teams, man.
No, yeah, but still, here's the thing. You don't have time to watch. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have time to watch everything. That is them trying to be. That is PWI trying to be like, look at us. You know what I mean? We watch coastal blah 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 wrestling or whatever. But back in the day, not that long ago, I used to cover NEW regularly on my show, especially when I had all those guys on. And White used to cover CWF Mid-Atlantic. You know what I'm saying? Like, those kind of things happen. When you're talking about national awards, the top wrestling, you can't, they want to go back to territories and be like, all right, so we're going to pick half territories, half national wrestling shows. I mean, how do you do that? Because I don't even want to think what their audience is. What percentage of their audience do you think really knows those tag teams that they threw on there? Those couple that we didn't even know who they were.
I don't know.
Very few. I mean, how many people watch Dark on YouTube?
I don't know the numbers, but they can't.
Hold on. The numbers aren't very high.
I'll look it up right now. We'll get like a quick
10, 12K.
I think it's more than that, but so All Elite Wrestling has 3.7 million subscribers. That's not bad, right? Let's see what happens on Dark here. All right, Dark. Okay, Dark was aired 2 days ago. 138,000 views.
Okay.
All right, but I mean, 100 out of 3.7 million. Okay. Let's see here. 8 days ago. Dark from a week ago, 9 days ago. 160,000 views.
So the 150, 160K. Okay.
I'm going to go, let's get a couple more. 2 weeks ago, 177.
177 what?
1,000 views. 170,000 views. 3 weeks ago, 166,000 views. You get where I'm going here.
Yeah. Are there that many? I'm surprised it's that high, to be honest with you.
But even if they're let's just say it is that high. It's okay. So you get that 100. Let's call it 170,000 a week on Dark.
Okay.
So they put that tag team on Dark in February, right? In a 10-man
tag match.
10-man tag match. And PWI is going to put them in their top 10. Even if 10 million people read that magazine, not even 100,000 of them will know that team. How does that make any sense?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it sounds like they're trying to be the smartest guy in the room. That's what.
Maybe it's that.
I mean, that is. I mean, I guess that's what it is.
Maybe they're projecting like what's going to happen next year. Like, oh, we're going to be so smart. We're going to have these guys because they're going to make it next year.
I mean, that was like the Jonathan Gresham thing, where like, Jonathan Gresham's really not in the top 10, but he told Tony Khan he's top 10 PWI, so we're putting him out again. Like, it's stupid.
Yeah, maybe it's like a heel wrestler that has ran out of material, and he's like, you know what I could do? I could steal from that guy on Cool Truth Podcast, AC. Yeah, I'll take his shit. I'll take his shit and put it on TV because I don't know what to say. Because I suck.
As far as that, listen, I know MJF could come up with material. I
don't know.
It is kind of interesting that,
dude, it's so fucking specific.
It is, and I've never heard it. Not even any of my friends have said it.
No one has said it but you, I'm telling you.
So do you think that there's a chance that MJF or somebody close to him listened to that show 2 years ago? Or, I said it more than once. Or listened to one of those shows.
Oh, dude. They had to listen to at least one of those shows.
Right.
Somebody
heard that, put it in their mental Rolodex. Because we know, listen, there's encyclopedias everywhere. We talked about it earlier with Wretromania right here with Dave and Kobe, wrestling encyclopedias. Somebody put that in their mental Rolodex. Now, MJF has to cut a promo on Ricky Starks and, hey, you remember 2 years ago I heard a guy in a podcast call that guy the Pebble.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he must be referring to The Rock. I'm going to call him a dime store Dwayne, and then I'm going to take my Pebble and put it in my pocket. Mm-hmm. Is it really that crazy that happened?
It's not, and we've like some footage on BTE, especially like when AEW first started that first year.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like Eddie Kingston when he came on. They had a bunch of shit like with him. They're just hanging out like after hours, eating chips and like talking about shit, like stuff like that. I guarantee you, they're sitting around all the time, fucking listening to podcasts together.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's no doubt. Sure. I mean, even if
plus you're traveling, you're driving.
One of their cronies are.
But, maybe Uno doesn't want to fly and he drives everywhere and just listen to podcasts.
Yeah. I mean,
or a crony or a friend. Yeah, of course.
But
I mean, like, is it that crazy? Yeah. Like John Silver's been on the Robert Frank podcast. I wouldn't call myself best friends with Robert Frank, but we have a relationship. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it that crazy? Uno, John Silver, Robert Frank, Daddy Cool. I mean,
yeah.
I would never put myself in his category of like popularity. Not even close. But at the same time, if I jump on his YouTube show, I get a hey, shout out AC. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, you know what I mean? So is it that crazy that somebody could have heard that, stumbled across my Twitter and listened to one of our shows? You know what I'm saying? Like this is the way the internet works. I'm taking credit for it. I'm sorry.
You should take credit for it.
It was my idea. I said it 2 years ago, and I'm taking credit for it. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, it was a shitty line then, and it was a shitty line now.
That's great, Whitehouse. That's the icing on the cake.
Yeah, that is
on
what
the top.
Whitehouse is like. All right, starting to get a big head about this. We're gonna smack him down a little.
Oh, it should be noted too that me, you, Firehawk, and TK Orion brought back Karate Kid, and we created Cobra Kai coming back.
You know what? Listen, I mean, if we're gonna make these jumps, let's just make them all the way, because we like between that whole scenario.
Oh my God!
And who was that Bushido Dojo guy at CTWF? I don't remember his name.
Kane.
Yeah, it was Kane something.
Kane
right?
Justice. Kane Justice.
Yes, Kane Justice. Yeah. Yep. Because he used the music, and I was like, "That's right, Kane music." Yeah. And then he wilted under the pressure. But anyway, yeah. Hey, listen, we're not stopping here.
Oh,
we're not stopping.
Hey, just use our shit, guys. Just
Yeah, they keep using it. We're gonna keep taking credit for it too.
That's right. That's right.
Anything else from Dynamite?
Well, we gotta talk about the end of Dynamite.
Yeah.
So, Gun Club in the back pulls out the stocking, note written in blood. Right.
Wait, before you go there, hold on.
Okay. I'll stop. Go ahead.
I actually really liked the match with Acclaim and FTR.
Wasn't bad. It was better than I thought it was.
Aside from the
I actually have
daddy ass shit, FTRs are the Acclaimed. Their in ring, especially Bowens, has really improved.
I'm gonna say something though, and I'm not knocking them because they're young. They're young.
Yeah,
they're new. Okay, and we're just fans. I'm just a fan. So when you watch them, they're a good team. Especially, I do like Bowens better, by the way, too.
I actually like him better in the ring, too. I'm not going to lie.
And I know it's FTR. But we watched FTR and Aussie Open put on a fucking stunner. Right? Banger of a match. But when you see FTR work a team like the Acclaimed, you can see how in certain spots and sequences they're carrying it. FTR is carrying them.
Yeah, I get what
Now, I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying I noticed it.
I hope it's a learning experience.
Yes, that's what I'm getting. So, yeah, even the fact that Bowens was one of those guys that was saying, he was on board watching film with CM Punk and listening to advice and all that shit. They're in the ring. They're listening to FTR. They're new. They're still fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying this could be the start of something huge for them. We think they're big right now. They had a very good year this year. It could just keep getting better and better and better.
Think, I know it's on screen stuff too, but I do think there's something to the fact that FTR hung around to do the kind of hug it out with them too.
Yes,
like they're. I mean, it's clearly not like we're just having a match and we're gone. Like, there's some kind of relationship there, which tells me that FTR, I think, put him over for a reason.
Yeah, I think you're right. The match was better than I thought it was going to be. Again, I'm still not on the Acclaim wagon. Yeah, they improved. It's just, it goes back. I know I've said it many times.
He just doesn't want to admit I'm right. That's why.
It's just not my cup. It's not my flavor ice cream. You know what I mean, man? I prefer what I saw. I prefer what I saw with
the Herschel Walker line piss you off this time.
Yeah. I just prefer FTR Aussie Open, not FTR in.
Well, I got to tell you, for someone that kind of came out of nowhere for us, Aussie Open is.
Have you seen that match yet, Casey?
I haven't.
Okay. It's on YouTube. I'll send it.
It's on New Japan too.
Thank you.
It's on New Japan too. You can find it. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm not saying this like with tongue in cheek. I mean this. Okay. Okay. It doesn't mean it has to be your favorite match, but when you watch it, that we watch wrestling now, and there are certain botch sequences that we just accept.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We could see setups.
Yeah.
Guys waiting for each other, and we just accept it.
That's one of the things that drives me crazy about Caster. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Same here. This match with Aussie Open.
I'll have that.
When you watch it, dude, it is like timing, flawless execution, no waiting. It was like they were the equals to each other. Like, it was fucking great. On that level.
So
I
it's
was
like Young
shocked.
Bucks, Briscoes, like even better.
Even better.
Even better. I was shocked.
Even better.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Here's my only.
They're not even botched.
To put it in perspective, when we talked about it and I got Edwards to watch it, I already watched it once when I said that.
Yeah.
I've watched it 2 more times since then. I've watched it 3 times. And it's the last tag team match I saw that was this good was was the Revival versus DIY.
All right. Say no more. Say no more.
All right. So that was the last one of this one. That's where
say no more.
That's where I put this one. Now
better.
It's
tough.
That's a tough call.
The Revival DIY is like
because that was 2 out of 3. This one wasn't. But I put you this way. When I put you this way. Aussie Open is a much better tag team than DIY. I'll just put it that way. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that was again another thrown together tag team.
And that was thrown together, and look at them now, right? Exactly. So, but this type of match that you, if you watch it, this is 80s. This is Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express. This is Rock and Roll Express versus Arn and Tully. You know what I mean? I mean, this is throwback.
Whitehouse, you're right. Go ahead.
But with the modern day.
Yep, there you go.
Where we are, touch to it.
There, yes, yes, perfectly said.
It's just right now, fellas.
All right, so here's what we got to do. You send me the link. Send me the link, and I'm gonna link it on my Twitter at AC Cooldown for anybody who wants to find it. Yeah. We'll put that match there because I have a feeling the way you guys are talking about this, that this could be a match of the year type candidate.
Oh, no doubt, it is.
Okay,
it is.
So we'll go from there. All right. Now to fast forward, Hollywood was talking about the post match stuff with FTR and Ass Boys.
Okay, so Ass Boys reach into the Christmas stocking and pull out a note written in blood, and one of the boys said, "Is that blood?" You know, and he shows it to the camera. And what did it say, Whitehouse? What's the show called this Saturday?
Final Battle.
Final Battle. Said Final Battle.
Speaking of botching,
them boys. I totally botched it. My bad. Sorry.
No, Phil. I botched it, brother. So yeah,
it's Final Battle. Them boys, and the fact that I had to use them boys and not Briscoes pissed me off. But anyway, I digress. I got a little excited because not only did we get the card that said them boys, there's 2 stockings, 1 in each hand, and both Ass Boys pull out dog collar. So I'm excited for this 3rd match being a dog collar match because this is how you end a trilogy. Something like this. So I think it's going to be good for a pay-per-view that doesn't have much luster to it. They know how to fucking do it on this one because this one really added to it. Because I wasn't going to get it, and I had no desire to get it. But now I'm contemplating whether or not to get it to see that match.
So here's my scenario. 4:00 Saturday, I was thinking maybe we go out shopping, maybe go out to eat, you know. And then I'm looking at my kid, and we're talking throughout Dynamite. Yeah, we can do, go shop. We can skip this one, mate. And then that scene happened, and we both looked at each other like, oh, fuck. We had our mind made up like we were going to skip it, and maybe watch it later on a legal website or whatever. And then they fucking did that, and we're like, we got to fucking watch this live. We need to see this.
Yeah. Well, it's the tough part, too, because a game I always watch every year, Army-Navy, is at 3. So, I mean, I could set it up to watch both at one time, so it's not that big a deal.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, so I'll be watching Army Navy, and I'm gonna watch the pay-per-view. I'm not super excited about it. I'm not gonna lie, but that match I want to see.
Yep, it's sold
especially since it's kind of the payoff of a year's worth of back and forth. It started on Twitter, then it went to the videos, then it went to the matches, and now you kind of have. The one thing I'm wondering is why we had to wait till like 2 days before the pay-per-view to get that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, even if the Briscoes aren't going to be on AEW TV, that probably could have been built sooner. I don't know. I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm going to watch it because of that. And I would not watch it for Yuta and Garcia, but I think that match will be really good. There's not much else on it. And I'm sure you're going to get to some prizes. The 6-man trios doesn't do a lot for me. The women's match doesn't do a lot for me.
No.
Listen, I'm sure Joe and Juice will be good, but why do I care about it, though? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you shouldn't. There's no reason to.
No, there's no reason. So I think that here's the other side of it. I almost don't want to watch it because I want to defy what Khan is doing with Ring of Honor.
I know, but then he pulls this shit, with the Briscoes.
Exactly. And you knew he would. He'll throw 1 or 2 matches in there that's going to suck the ROH faithful in.
Yeah.
But I don't really do that much with ROH on my TV. Well, you do because you have not defined what the roster is.
Mm-hmm.
You have a Samoa Joe who has an RH title and has an AEW title. So when Samoa Joe is on AEW TV, is he an AEW wrestler or an ROH wrestler? So so that's ROH and AEW, right? So it's co-TV. Chris Jericho's on every week carrying an ROH title. His compadre there, Garcia, has an ROH title. He's on every week. You promoted ROH women's match on your weekly TV shows.
That's the other thing, too, about his long-term Briscoe deal. Is he paying them a year for 4 dates?
Well, Because
basically that's what it is.
They said they were signed to Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
But what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Is it?
I don't know. 4 dates a year,
So here's the thing. If the Briscoes win and win the ROH titles, which I think is
I'll tell you,
possibility.
If that happens, then expect a TV announcement real soon. I'll say that. Because there's no way he can have them on.
Right, and that's my question. Are you not going to have the ROH titles on your... Well, the ROH titles aren't going to be on your weekly show either way for a few weeks because FTR has to go do what they got to do, which is fine.
Right.
But how are you promoting your ROH tag team champions?
You can't.
Which is like... This is the thing. If you're not a big ROH fan, you won't understand this. The ROH Tag Team Championship is like 1A to the ROH Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
Nope.
No.
Because ROH, for the longest time, had the strongest tag division of all wrestling companies everywhere.
Yeah.
So when the Briscoes tout themselves as 12-time Ring of Honor champions,
if
you understand Ring of Honor, that means something to people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's be frank. If you go back
Young Bucks call themselves 9 times Ring of Honor champions, that means something to people.
Right.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
And Tony Khan needs to understand that if he's going to promote Ring of Honor wrestling. Well,
unfortunately, I don't think he does. But let's you look at those teen 2000s. You had the Briscoes and the American Wolves and the Young Bucks and the tag team that consisted of Austin Aries and Kenny King. The name, I don't remember their names. And the Kings of Wrestling, Chris Hero, Claudio. These guys were the main event of the evening.
Where is Chris Hero?
I haven't heard of Chris Hero a lot since he left NXT.
Not doing much.
I haven't even heard him in the Indies with the Death by Elbow.
Thyroid.
He was doing the Death by Elbow with JT Dunn. I haven't heard anything about that either.
Yeah, no, I think that thyroid issue he has, I think he's probably keeping it because people are assholes towards him.
Yeah,
don't realize he's not a fat man.
Well, you mean the body shaming?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking people suck. But anyway, those guys.
Well, you can body shame Chris Hero, but if it's anybody else, you can't. But I get it.
Right, exactly. These tag teams were the main event of the evening, and whether or not the belt was on the line, they were still the tag team, that main event of the evening. So yeah, Ring of Honor and tag teams. I mean, there's history there.
Oh
and there's a lot of great history there, and to see what Tony Khan is doing with that history.
Hell, the freaking War Machine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another good one.
Another good one. War Machine, Ring of Honor, and in New Japan. Shit that they were doing over there too.
Who did the Kingdom wrestle when TK blew out his knee that time?
You mean Taven? Taven? Yeah, it was War Machine. That was War Machine. Yeah, Final Battle. Coincidentally, it was Final Battle 7 years ago.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
I remember that.
Do you remember what the main event was?
Was that AJ Lethal?
Yep.
Lethal, yeah.
Yes, that was the main event.
Yep.
AJ and Lethal. Yep.
That was awesome. My God.
Remember when Truth was running around the ring, and he kept trying to trip AJ with the Book of Truth.
Yeah.
And then he finally did it, and he ran around holding the book. I miss Truth. I miss
Truth too. I miss that whole deal.
Yeah, you remember we walked into that shithole building, and obviously it was cleaned up since when ECW was in there.
Yeah.
We walk into that shithole building, and I was like, that's when I first officially met you and Dave and DJ Stames.
Yep.
And I'll never forget. I walked up to Taven, and we were bullshitting, and he's like, "Where's my girl?" Talking about Jazz, my daughter. And I was like, a little of a long trip for her. He goes, South Philly. I don't blame you for not bringing her here. I mean, that was 7 years ago. I can't even imagine now. But this is the other thing about ROH that Tony Khan doesn't get. What he sees is, I have Dynamite in Austin, Texas. So what I'll do is I'll run my ROH pay-per-view in Texas at 4 o'clock on a Saturday. And what he doesn't realize is, unless you're maybe in Nashville, maybe. If you're not in Baltimore, in New York City at Hammerstein, or in Philadelphia at the 2300 Arena, it's not Final Battle. It just isn't. The Final Battle is, I don't know. If you ROH fans out there listening, you get it. And I get this is a lot of nostalgia and everything else. But I felt it. I was just there at Tony Khan's version of Ring of Honor in Lowell, Massachusetts. We went to this Lowell auditorium, this beautiful hockey arena with all these people that want to cheer for everybody that's in AEW. And I would have rather been in the Lowell Memorial Auditorium where you got to walk down 6 flights of stairs to the basement to get to the bathroom. It's like a concert hall. It's hot. It's not even that comfortable. They're plugging things in the wall with duct tape. To me, though, that's the charm of ROH.
Absolutely.
The guys come out. They come off the stage. You know what I mean? You got the little stairs. You know, I don't know. It just, to me, that's ROH.
You said it, the charm. Yep. It lost its charm under Khan right now.
And you know what's funny? For all these years, and this is where we as fans might have been fickle or wrong about ROH. For all these years, we wanted ROH to be more than they were.
Yep.
And I think that came from a place, a good-hearted place.
Yes.
We wanted it to succeed.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, ROH just is what it is. And if they didn't lose so many guys, Like, if their relationship with New Japan could have kept them afloat, if NXT never became a thing, if there was no AEW, and ROH could have kept the Adam Coles of the world and countless other people, Roddy Strongs, like, that was the charm of ROH.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I look back now, I don't think I appreciated it enough then, and I hate what this version is now.
I didn't appreciate the Taven era enough because that's when they had that huge Madison Square Garden show, and then the era after that till they closed, it was like,
you want to know something? If hindsight being 2020, if we knew COVID, then we knew Khan buying it, we'd probably look at that whole era differently.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. 100%.
Yep.
Well, you don't have to tell Whitehouse because he's the ROH,
Oh yeah.
No, I think the biggest problem, and again, a lot of people may not agree with this statement. Biggest problem ROH did in this last era was they went to Matt Taven too quick. Should have went to Marty, then Taven.
Well, the Marty thing too happened and didn't help either.
I disagree from this standpoint. Is I always thought the biggest mistake they made during that time was introducing Marty into what they were doing with Taven and Lethal. Because if you look back on it, you've never gotten the Taven Lethal payoff.
No, you didn't.
You had the time limit match at the pay-per-view, which didn't main event, which right there let you know something was going to happen.
Hey, Uno, if there's one thing that you take from this show tonight, as you're sitting poolside with Eddie Kingston eating Doritos, listen.
Doritos.
Take this to your boss and tell him to realize he has both Jay Lethal and Matt Taven.
Yeah.
And make it happen.
You know what? And tell him to sign Marty Skrull, too. I mean, they can't. They can't even get... I mean, I should take that back. They can't even get the Briscoes on TV.
Right.
How the hell they can sign Marty
Skrull?
Yeah.
The only reason why I say that was because there was nobody hotter going into that because of who they lost.
I agree.
Marty at its highest.
I agree with you for that match. My point is, and
they made millions off that.
No, I agree. I agree with you for that match. But my point is, for the storyline continuity and what they were doing, it should have been just Lethal versus Taven. But I agree with you. Once you introduce Marty into it, the dynamic changed.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing they did coming out of it. They could have solidified Taven as champion by having him beat Lethal, and they went right into that Kenny King.
Yeah.
And what else did they do? I'm going to defend the title every week on ROH because I'm a fighting champion.
Yep.
You know what?
Yep.
That's not how if you go to major champions.
TV title.
If you, thank you.
Right.
But here's the thing. If you go to the top guy, the champion, the Floyd Mayweather, the Conor McGregor, the Muhammad Ali, the Hulk Hogan, whoever, we'll give you a wrestling reference.
The Roman Reigns.
Yeah, the Roman Reigns. Thank you.
Acknowledge.
You don't defend every week. That's a wrestling bullshit mentality. Yeah. The champion fights and real fighting twice a year, baby. And then, in the pro wrestling world, I could see like 6 times. Major pay-per-views, 5 times. Yeah. Now, I don't agree with Brock Lesnar not being on the show for 3 months with the title. But the way they're booking Roman, all big matches, not on the show every week, but every time Roman Reigns walks down that aisle, every time it's...
Yeah. With that big black cock of his, just swaggering down here. Samoan. Sorry, I got to be politically correct these days.
I got to think the wise man is booking all this.
Vince doesn't know the difference.
No, he doesn't.
Goddamn, pal, I'm 80 years old. I can't even see straight. He looks black to me, pal.
Dude, you know what? This is the honest.
Who says I don't have black
I got to be honest. I got to be honest. While
Look at
his
Jimmy
wife
and
is
Jay.
down, you're an asshole. While his wife is down in Mar-a-Lago, making plans with Trump. I hope Vince is like on like a fucking tropical island with like 6 fucking smoke shows. Getting hammered and smashing every night.
Oh, smash away, pal.
Give it to me.
I wake up at 3 in the afternoon.
There's no lawsuits in Bogota, pal.
What are we doing tonight, ladies? Let's smoke some crack. Yeah. One big night for Vince right now. That's all it is. It's one big night.
So let's. I can't even talk.
On that note,
Here's a good segue for a final conversation. We're a little ahead of the game here. When did they put Vince in the Hall of Fame? Is he gonna get Pete Rose?
Yeah, one of Vince's big rules was don't mention me in your speech.
Yeah.
Remember, because he didn't want it to be about him.
All right, so I mean,
That's what they all say. So
maybe you know what? Maybe Trips and Steph go to him and be like, "Hey, let's put you in the Hall of Fame," and he's like, "No." Possible. Very Interesting.
Very possible.
Because I mean, he's fucking Vince, right? Like, you know what? I don't want to get into the lawsuits and all this other bullshit, but
it's all
we got. Hey, listen, I'm envious. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
That's right. I know you are, pal. Envy.
And what do you
Green
like?
with envy. God damn. Did you see that redhead in NXT? God damn. She's smoking. I love her. What's her name, Whitehouse?
redhead.
She's like Scottish or something.
On NXT, I'm still trying to catch up with them. Some of those I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I can't.
I gotta tell you, who's
I know what you're talking about.
Becky Lynch. Oh God, she's fucking terrible.
What happened to her, dude?
Oh,
she had a
terrible.
kid, and now she looks like she's anorexic or something. I don't know.
And not only that, her whole shtick sucks.
Oh, she's the man again.
Is
Kind
she?
of. Kind of.
Yeah, she's the man.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk through the crowd with a microphone and be like, "Hey, I'm Bex."
You know, it's hard because Rhea Ripley's she's signing, and it's hard, bro. It's hard because
It is hard, Whitehouse. It's hard.
You said Rhea and it got hard.
Super
hard, pal. Yeah.
That ass for days.
That
Those
ass.
lips.
Look at those titties.
Slow job lips. Oh, yeah.
That black lipstick, pal. Ring around my cock, pal.
Ring around the cocky. Yeah.
What's that? What Matthews from
You just keep talking.
Mommy, pal. Yeah.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah. I'll be your mommy, pal. Yeah.
Be my mommy. Spank me, mommy. I'm a bad boy. Yeah.
Look at that knee tattoo, pal. Yeah.
Look at those thighs and the fishnets, pal.
Yeah.
Hot mommy. Yeah. Incest.
Broad shoulders.
God damn, pal.
I'll
Dominic.
submit.
I wish that was
submit,
Dominic's
pal.
tongue. Oh, yeah. On that note,
I think we
we all right?
And as we're completely off the rails, Whitehouse is catching his breath. Whitehouse is catching his breath.
Oh my god, that was fucking funny. Hear that? I'm really fucking tired.
All right, Whitehouse, can you breathe?
Yeah, I'm good.
Final thoughts?
Holy shit, where do I go from there?
We know.
Good conversation on some wrestling, fellas. I'm really looking forward to when we do our countdowns and where our tag teams went. Factions too. So It was a good conversation tonight, guys. Oh, I got one thing before we go. So Wrestle Kingdom right around the corner, and it's been reported. I don't know if it's been confirmed yet, but a certain former WWE Women's Champion may be making an appearance at Wrestle Kingdom.
Who that?
Sasha Banks.
Really?
Yes, because I don't know if you guys are aware. You remember NXT? The Japanese wrestler came out with the she was the character, the pirate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She is the first IWGP Women's Champion.
Oh, that's who that is.
Yes.
Is that Kairi Sane?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So, rumor is that they don't know what capacity it is, but Sasha may be doing something in Japan.
Well, is that like, are they going to roll out the red carpet enough for her? Or
I don't know. But I don't know if she's going to be wrestling.
You know what?
Or
listen, whatever. Yeah, whatever they want to do.
But yeah, Sasha.
Okay, good for them if they get her. Not a fan, but go ahead.
No.
What are Edwards? Final thoughts.
I like my women. Like I like my coffee.
Yeah.
Hi, black Sasha. Yeah.
Like the black lipstick.
Now that one's black. I know that one's black for sure.
Why is Rhea Ripley hot all of a sudden? It's
dude.
Oh my God.
She is.
I was on that train. A couple years ago, fellas. I'm glad.
Yeah,
you
were. I don't know what it is lately. When I look at the broad shoulders, I'm kind of like, buzzkill. And then the rest of it, I'm just like, yeah. Give it to me, pal. Yeah.
Final thoughts. Uno, listen, this is what I want to see on Dynamite next week. Just give me a what's up. Anybody on the roster. I mean, if you're going to steal the Pebble, you might as well just go all the way. Give us a what's up. It doesn't have to be you, Uno. You can have MJF, anybody. Tony Schiavone. Have him do a what's up.
Oh,
and if
Tony Schiavone.
There you go. That's all.
Listen,
That's all
my final thoughts are, if the spy is Tony Schiavone, that is like, man, that's like huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's even more than flattery. So we'll close on that. Cool Truth Podcast Production, Wretromania Wrestling Podcast Network. Top 20s, top 10s coming your way. And once again, be sure to listen out for the end of year show, the Wretromania Cool Truth end of year extravaganza, whatever we end up calling it. We'll come up with some fancy name for you. But for Whitehouse, Edwards, I'm AC. Good night, everybody.
99.
Let's all give a round of applause to President Biden for bringing home Brittany Griner. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We defeated Russia in World War III. We got her home.
Yeah, 100,000 people are going to get killed, but yeah, it's all good. All right, good night, everybody.